This is Brandon Haas for my final coaching video project for PED 231. I got Tyler Murphy and Jacob Faber going to show some technique today, and this video is aimed towards wrestlers who will be started in entry into their high school level wrestling. So the first thing we always show our athletes when they come into Hempstead is just their simple stance. So when Tyler's getting into his stance right now, we're going to work on getting to our inside tie. So what Tyler's going to do, there's 3 different ways I like getting to my inside tie. The first one is just starting from the wrist and working your way up to an inside tie. So he's going to work up, starting from the wrist, and get to his inside tie. That's an inside tie right here. So Murphy shows it again, go back. He's out in his stance, he's starting out wrist, working his way up, and he's getting to an inside tie, and now we can get into it. Next one we're going to show, a different way to get an inside tie, is our head post to inside tie. So what Tyler wants to do right now is put his head into Jacob's body. So he's going to put it right between his trap and his neck right here, and that's really going to get him to react. And a lot of guys aren't going to feel comfortable just staying down their stance. So most of the time, a good wrestler's going to put his hands up, and that's when Tyler's going to be able to get into his inside tie. And that's another way to get into your inside tie. So Tyler shows it again. He comes head post, Jake's gonna react, boom, now he's an inside tie and you can move around from here. The last way that I like showing to get into an inside tie is just a simple backhand tie. So what this means is if Tyler's a right leg lead, he does not want to reach his right hand, because if Jacob's a good wrestler, he's in his stance, and Tyler reaches his lead hand, he's going to attack his leg from this position. So Tyler's a good wrestler, his head pose doesn't work, his wrists don't work, so now he's back in the open, and not his last resort, but his next thing he's going to do is a backhand inside tie. Boom. So his leg, that's his opposite behind leg, is going to the inside tie, and he's into a good stance, ready to move this guy around into his position. So he's here, his head's a good position, he's going to move. All right, so now that we found 3 different ways to get inside tie, we're going to move into our offensive attacks from this position. So Tyler's going to do whatever he wants to do to get an inside tie. So he's going backhand tie, which is probably preferable for most guys. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move him to our high crotch, and that's our #1 primary takedown that we show at Hempstead. And this is a really easy takedown for all levels of athletes to hit, and it's really effective for all levels of athletes. So what Tyler's going to do here is he's going to get an inside tie, and he's going to move Jacob around. Good. Just like that, the way he's moving, stalking him laterally. And now from here, he's going to hit a little shot fake. And then once he brings his leg back, he's going to penetrate through right into his high crotch. So if you want to go to that again. So he goes to his backhand tie. He does a good job moving around. He shot fake. He brings his leg back. Good. Now when he gets in this position, notice how his hips are really tight, his shoulders and his body's really tight, and his head's tight to his opponent's ribs. Now what he's going to do is what I call windshield wiper in this back leg. So he's going to turn this leg in, and that's going to help him drive through. And he's going to drive through on a double leg. Slow down and show it quick. So gets to his backhand tie, moves him around. Shot fake, high crotch, stop there. Look at how, once again, his chest, hips, knee are all on the line here, ready to finish his attack. Right? So now, same thing, windshield wiper in. And notice how when he's finishing a shot, a lot of new wrestlers are going to want to drive going forward. In reality, the quickest and easiest way to take him down is to go at like a 45-degree angle. So what Tyler's thinking about doing is driving over Jacob's shoulder and finishing running that way. Now that we learned a high crotch, we're going to show a little variation once we catch him off guard, right? So Tyler gets his inside tie, and maybe he already hit his #1 attack, which is his high crotch, and his opponent knows, and he's going to react really hard, right? So Tyler maybe tries to do a high crotch, and his leg goes back, and his head's going to be down. Tyler's going to create a little space and pull his head down the mat into what we call a front head, right there. So if he goes back into his stance, he's going backhand tie, stop right there. So he shot fakes, and usually the opponent, his hips are going to go back, and his head's going to be down, and that's going to be really easy for Tyler to go to his snap down to get an easy score. Boom, right there. There's no point of shooting through the leg, go back to that position. There's no point of shooting through the leg when his head's already down the mat, right? That's not going to work to go to his leg. So he's going to do his front head down the mat. Good. Now from here in this front head, you did a good job already doing it, but go back up a little bit. Get back in that front head. Stop when you get pulling down. He already did a good job of it, but what Tyler wants to do, keep his shoulder into his back, and he's going to pull him down the mat. Boom. And now he's going to circle his feet, near ankle, and score. You want to show that one more time? So Tyler gets to his inside tie that we learned, shot fake, head down the mat, goes around behind, near ankle, finish. All right, the next one we're gonna show. So Tyler got to his inside tie. We learned, let's quick review. We learned a high cross from inside tie, where Tyler comes through, boom, right there. We learned, stop, you go back. Now we learned a snap down from the high crotch fake as well. Good. Now this is for the partner who really reacts hard with his leg coming back. So we already went over our primary takedown attack is our high crotch. So this is for the opponent that really brings his leg back hard. And that's how we're gonna get to our sweep. So what we call a sweep single. So Tyler does a good job getting to his inside tie. He goes shot fake again to set up his shot, and he reacts really hard. And he's coming up, yeah. And see how his left leg comes forward when he did that? Restart. So he gets to inside tie, shot fake, and his left leg comes forward. It's gonna be easy for Tyler to come right to a sweep single, attack the other side of the body from right there. Boom. And that's what we call a sweep single. So go through it one more time. So we got to our inside tie, backhand tie again, shot fake. His body's gonna come up, right? His body's not gonna stay on here forever. So like that snap down, we're pulling him down. But we know this guy's eventually gonna pull his body up, right? Once it comes up, that's when our sweep single leg's gonna work really, really well. So he feels that coming, and he's gonna bring it all the way up to his feet. Go one more time, finishing all the way through. Tyler goes shot fake, body comes up, boom, right there. Perfect. Now it's a little variation that I found really successful is what we call a knee pull, way to hit our single leg. And normally when Tyler hits a knee pull, he's gonna drop down his one knee and come through. But this, it's all the same motion, except just when we're hitting the sweep, we're attacking with our left hand first to get a little more pull going to our shot. So all is the same for our sweep single setup. So he gets him into his inside tie, backhand tie, shot fake. Now this time his partner's hand comes up, and he's going to use that to his advantage, right? So this can be a lever right here, this arm. So he's going to pull this, and attack right there, right to his sweep. Yep. So we go one more time through, shot fake, he puts his hand up. And now from here, we haven't gone over a finish from our sweep, but what Tyler wants to do, he did that already naturally, but what we want to do is keep his leg into our armpit really, really high from this position. And now as we do it, he's going to get a big pull, punch in the back of his knee right here, and he's going to sweep at the foot. That's be 2 points for takedown. So now that we learned some different attacks to our inside tie, a really good drill to make it into a match-like situation is working we call a hand fight drill, and that's where the partners aren't attacking to the legs, but there's hand fighting against their inside ties. Since we only know inside ties right now, that's where they're going to hand fight to. So both Jacob and Tyler are going to slap hands, and they're going to work on just hand fighting and doing those same kind of concepts as we did before, getting to their inside tie. So it looks a little bit like this. This is a lighter hand fight right now. In a little bit, they'll pick it up here and you'll see what that's like as well. Make it more of a cardiovascular movement. Good. And now, you pick it up a little bit, we can make this more into a cardio type of drill. So we're really working on at the end of the practice when the guys are tired, really focusing, honing in on getting to your inside tie. So for this little portion, they're going to do a hard hand fight. So it's almost at like match-like pace. So we're really going to be working hard to get to their inside ties. So this is what that looks like. So another drill that's really, really good for working, this is more focused on the technical aspect rather than the cardiovascular aspect of wrestling. So we work the inside tie, high crotch, front head, sweep single, knee pull, sweep single. So now they're kind of going to all put this together into what we call a light drill. And this is what we do at the start of a practice. Actually, we warm up, get our jogging and our stretching in. They're going to do what's called light drilling. So one partner is going to work on getting to his inside tie, so Jake gets to that, and he's going to work and slowly finishing his shot, right? He does his high crotch, finishing, all the way to that. And usually these guys are going to pop right back up and put their hands back on them. Good. Now Tyler's going to go. And he goes back and forth. Go a couple more. One more piece. Yep. Yeah, because I was like trying to run around, but I felt my elbow on the mat. I was trying to fight my Now we went to our light drilling, and what we call next is a spar drill, and this is focusing more on the cardiovascular aspect of wrestling, which is really, really important. So this offensive sparring is a lot like light drilling. It's just a lot higher pace, and the defense guys giving a little bit of feel. So when our light drilling, they're slowly, methodically hitting their high crotch, sweep single, snap down. Now they're doing a really good job of working hard, and the defense guys are going to give them a different kind of feel. So this is what a spar drill looks like. Same thing back and forth between the wrestlers. It's just a higher pace. Back up and Jake hands on them. Yep. For 2 more beats. And that, once you do that for about a minute, 2 minutes, you're gonna get really, really tired. And that's a really good drill to do at the end of the practice. We worked on the offensive aspect of wrestling so far. We worked on high crouch, front head, sweep single. Now we're gonna work on scoring off when our opponent attacks us. So the number one thing that we always preach when a guy's attacking on our wrestlers is to work our head hands defense. So what that means is when Jacob's shooting on Tyler, he's not gonna let him get past his head and his hands, right? So what Tyler's doing, slow it down a little bit, is when he feels Jacob get down to his stance, Tyler's matching his head level, right? So Jacob comes down here, and look how Tyler's matching, and he's blocking this with his head right now. And so when Jacob goes to attack his leg, he's also using his hands and can redirect him, right? So Tyler's good job. He can redirect, and now he can go to his own re-attack from there, right? So Jacob, we get into a stance right now, work on shot defense. Jacob goes, and Tyler's gonna match his level, head, hands, boom. That's gonna the next portion is for our shot defense once the opponent gets past our head hand. So Jacob he passed Tyler's head hands, and now he's in a sweep single that we learned. So what Tyler's gonna do from here is he's gonna stuff his head, whizzer with his right hand, and get his leg away, just like that. And get him down to that front head we already worked on. So to go back to it, Jacob's on his right side over here. So first Tyler's gonna want to square up to him. He's gonna stuff head, whizzer, his leg. See how his body's squared up here? He doesn't want to be turned to the side, hip to hip. That's gonna create problems. So he does a really good job of putting all his weight of his hips onto his opponent. That's a really important part of shot defense. So once again, Jake hits a sweep single, stuff, left hand whizzer, and now it's just a simple front head go behind that we already worked on from here. Yep. Near ankle. Now we're gonna work on just some simple defense from when our opponent's in on a high crotch. So we showed our head hands defense and how he got past it to a sweep. Now Jacob's in on a head outside high crotch. And so what we always preach is throw the head to the inside and make everything the same, what we call the bread basket. So sweep single leg, he was in on our bread basket already, so it's quick stuff and hip away and whizzer. Now from here, what Tyler has to do is put his hips in and throw his hands. Yep, see how his head comes right back to where we were in a sweep single leg, right? So Jake's head's from the outside, Tyler's hipping in, throws his head, good. Now he's going stuff, whizzer, leg away, same position here. Go one more time. Show that fast. Head outside. Leg away. Step, step, step. Good. A really good drill that we utilize for our shot defense is what we call our shot reshot. So Tyler's already shown us his head hands defense. So when Jacob shoots, he's working on getting his head in his hands to block the shot. Now from here, you're kind of adding a layer to it. So what he's going to do is move his feet and go to his attack that we already learned is the high crotch or a sweep single. Right, so Jacob's going to go to his high crotch we already learned, and Tyler's good job getting to his head hands. Now we're going to add one level to it, and he's going to find his re-attack, just like he showed, right to his high crotch. So Jake shoots, he moves his feet, high crotch, drives through. So he does a really good job moving his head with his hands to block, find his re-attack, high crotch right there, finish. One more time. Go one time fast. What it looked like at match speed. Just like the light drill we did for our shot offense, so our high crotch, sweep single, knee pull, sweep single on our front head. We do that same kind of drilling, which is really light and methodical to work our technical aspect of wrestling for defense. So what we learn is our head hands defense, and once he's in on a leg, going stuff head, whizzer, go behind. So we're doing that same kind of stuff, only it's more of a drill kind of pace. So it's basically like we did in our shot offense light drill, where it's going one guy is shooting, he's going front head stuff, go behind, and he's going back and forth. So this is what that looks like. This is a pretty slow drill, really working on the technical side of this. Good. So this next drill, our final drill that we're going to show for the day, is a lot like the shot reshot, only this time sometimes the guy's going to get into his attack. So this is a lot like the shot reshot and thinking about like the sparring on offense, only it's the defensive side of it. So this is like going to be like the light drilling defense, only you're picking up the pace a little bit. So same kind of stuff where Jake's hitting Tyler's leg, he's going to defend, only it's going to be a little higher pace, and it's going to go back and forth. So this is what a shot defense sparring drill is going to look like. Their pace is a little higher right now. That's sparring shot defense. So quickly reviewing all the stuff we went over today, because it's a lot of stuff. We went 3 ways to get to our inside tie, which was head post, starting at the wrist, and our backhand tie. Then once we got our inside tie, our offensive moves we learned were high crotch, front head snap down, sweep single leg, and knee pull variation of our single leg. And after that, we switched up to defense. The technical things we worked were head hands, front head go behind, worked on stuff head whizzer from a high crotch and from a single leg as well. And then a few drills we did were a hand fighting drill to get to our inside ties. We did light drilling on our offense, light drilling defense, sparring on our offense, sparring defense, and then we did a little shot reshot. And that pretty much recaps what we did. So thanks for watching my video.